It can only get better from here. Hi everyone, I'm Sandrine here at HappyCool, and today we're talking about Arrow. Now that we've all seen Arrow's latest episode, The Fallen, we can finally talk about it. I wanted to share my 5 favorite moments of the episode and then talk about what else we can expect for the rest of the season. My favorite moment, number 1, Oliver finding Thea and bringing her to the hospital. That whole sequence was so emotional because you really see Oliver go through a lot of different emotions and thoughts, and you get the sense of powerlessness, also guilt, realization of what he needs to do. It's just everything, and it's so brilliant, and Stephen Amell did such a good job. It was so great to watch. It really touched me. I was like, oh my god. See, I told you to bring tissues in my teaser video. Number 2, Thea's resurrection. I love her jumping out of the water and landing like sort of an animal, and I was like, holy crap, that's so cool. I actually expected her to be like a badass League of Assassin now. I was like, oh my god, is she gonna be like super soldier badass fighter thing? But no. At least not that we know yet. Actually, we don't even know how the pit has really affected her yet. That'll be interesting to find out. Number 3, Felicity and Oliver finally sleep together. Of course, that had to be in my top 5. Come on, we've all been waiting for this. It finally happened. Such a beautiful moment. It just really fit, I feel, because Oliver didn't let himself go to that place because he didn't want to put her in danger, but at this point, he's like, well, I'm never gonna see her again, so it's now or never. And so they did the deed. So romantic. And I love that it was Roz who actually pushed Felicity to confess her love to Oliver, which led to them sleeping together. It's kind of poetic in a weird, messed up way. Number 4, kidnapping Oliver. I love that right after she sleeps with him, she's like, I'm gonna get you out. Not sure exactly how I'm gonna do it, but I will get you out of this. And bless their hearts for trying. Even Oliver was like, you know, I mean, I love you for trying. This is why you're my friends, but this is it. You know, you really can't do anything. Number 5, Sah-him is here, and the costume is amazing. I mean, don't get me wrong, I want Oliver to get back and be Arrow again, of course, but it's kind of awesome. I mean, the face mask makes him 100 times more badass than he already was, I feel like. I was just like, okay, you're scary and awesome. I am so excited to see what's gonna happen next and how him being in the league is gonna affect everything. I mean, it's such a huge episode. Definitely gonna affect every single episode until the end of the season. Speaking of the upcoming episodes, I was lucky enough to attend an advanced screening of the episode, as you might already know, and that was followed by a press Q&A with creator and executive producer Mark Guggenheim, who answered quite a few questions about what's coming next. So I thought I'd share a few of the things that I learned. Of course, one of the things that we're all wondering is how will Thea be affected by the pit? And that's something that apparently the writers have been talking a lot about, and Guggenheim teased that there will definitely be consequences, but he wouldn't say anymore. So we still don't really know what's going on there. Actually, I'm wondering if we're gonna see much of that this season. Maybe they'll reserve it for next season. Next week's episode will focus on Team Arrow and showing us how they deal with Oliver being gone. And it turns out that it's actually even harder for them to deal with it this time because they know Oliver is still alive out there and not dead. Felicity, Laurel, and Diggle are all processing Oliver being gone differently. Laurel is really throwing herself into her work of saving the city. Felicity is going through the 7 stages of grief. As for Diggle, something happens in the episode that kind of turns his world upside down regarding Oliver, and that will affect the rest of the season. Don't ask me what, I don't know, but I want to know so bad. Also expect the episode to be a really emotional one because it will be a Villain of the Week episode, and it so turns out that the villain is Oliver. The next episode will also answer the question of how Oliver feels about being part of the league and how committed he is to it. The remaining of the season will also focus on the question of whether there is hope for Oliver at all. I mean, of course there's hope. Tell me there's hope! If you're a Nisa fan, next week will be your episode because we're gonna learn more about her, how she thinks, how she makes decisions, and how Oliver joining the league affects her. We saw a shift in Maceo's commitment to the league, and that's actually something that we're going to continue to see for the rest of the season. Guggenheim actually called that the war for Maceo's soul. So yeah. As for Felicity and Ray, they're pretty much done romantically. Although they will have a meaningful exchange in episode 22, which is airing in 2 weeks. Episode 22 will also mark the return of Roy for one last episode, which will also mark a closure for him and Thea, because they didn't really get to say goodbye. In terms of whether Roy will be back next season, it seems that he will, they're just not really sure when. And if you're wondering about Malcolm and Thea, there will be a nice closure for them by the end of the season. As for Lance, we don't really see him getting too involved in the next few episodes because it just sort of ran out of time to tell that story. But, and I quote Mark Guggenheim, if he survives this season, they'll definitely address that next season. The season finale will end on a cliffhanger, of course, but they will also give us quite a few closures for most of the storylines. Yay! This is gonna be exciting! And that's all I have. Not only was this episode amazing, but it sounds like the next 3 are gonna be each as amazing and exciting, and we're probably gonna be crying by the end of the season because it's over, but I can't wait. Of course, I'd love to hear your thoughts, so let me know in the comments what you thought of the episode, what you're excited about, who's looking forward to seeing Sah-him in action. Yeah. Any other thoughts? Let me know. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss any of our videos. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you soon. Bye! Seriously though, how good was this episode? Like, yeah, right? Like, yeah. Pretty awesome.